everybody, Mr. JK here, and today I'm not going to be doing a reaction video, and I'm going to do a gaming video. Today we are doing a tier list video, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, we are finally doing a tier list, and I thought long and hard about what type of tier list I wanted to do, and there's one that doesn't come up very often, and something I felt is something I'm actually quite interested in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime archetype tier list. So the way I'm going to rate these decks is by how fun they were to play and how iconic they were in their respective animes. Later on, I will have a new tier for decks I haven't seen and or played, and that's where they'll go. Also, please ignore the extra decks there that aren't anime related. So without further ado, let's get started. So looking right away, there are some decks I'm not gonna, should I make a new one? I think I'm gonna make a new one. If you guys want me to do a tier list on the rest of these archetypes that are both from the movies or the actual card game, let me know in the comment section below. Without further ado, again, let's get started. So first off, we're gonna, I really should have did this better. But anyways, we're gonna be starting off with the Egyptian gods. So, of course, for the sake of Egyptian gods, as an archetype by itself, it's not that strong outside of the support it's gotten. But if we're basing out, we're basically basing this off of other anime decks that could potentially beat it, and there are quite a few decks that can beat it. However, it cannot be stated just how iconic these cards are, and because of how iconic they are, they're gonna go in S tier. Here, Yosenju. This was used by, I forgot that character's name from Arc 5, but he was the guy that was bullying Yugioh and Co beforehand. And this deck, I've seen it play. I know there's some plays with this. I already know that for the most part it is kind of iconic, somewhat. Especially if we're going off of today's meta, well, not meta, but like back then, like when the deck was first introduced. It's been a while since I actually got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually got into Yu-Gi-Oh! when freaking Brains came out during that time period. So I got back into the series at that point. So I'm not too familiar with this deck. I played it a couple times. I know there's some people who say this deck is actually really good. Me personally, I haven't played this deck as much as I would like. So I will put it in the have not used category for now, since I play with it lightly, but not enough to like give you a good where I would actually put it. Oh, by the way, just to let everybody know, if you got different rankings for these anime decks, tell me where you would put these decks in the comment section below. Anyways, we're gonna go to the next archetype. We're gonna go for Harpies, because Plant Princess. I don't think there's a character that has this, and this is for the movie as well. But no, let me just put those back. We'll just go straight to Harpy Ladies. So Harpy Ladies, I've played with this deck. It is fun deck. It is very iconic. Mai is one of my favorite characters. She goes in S tier. Well, her deck goes in S tier. So yeah, I play with Harpies. I play with them. They're fun. They're very fun to play with. Okay, the next deck, which I have extensive knowledge based because I have played with this deck before, is Gemini's, which was used by another character from Arc 5. Forgot her name, but she has something to do with her dad. I believe was something like excavated crystals or something. I can't remember exactly, but the deck is also really fun. Again, I'm not basing off of meta criteria. This is not based on how intricate the combos can be. It's just like how fun they are to use, and I'll say they're very fun. They're pretty fun to use. Unfortunately, they were only in like 1 to 2 arcs in Arc 5. That's because they were all still in the standard dimension, but they were still very fun to use. So I'll give it a high B going into low A. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is Toons. Now this I have played with, and this is again very iconic. I played it, it's extremely fun. Goes S tier because of Kaiba. I mean not Kaiba, Pegasus. Very fun deck. The next up is our main character, Yugioh from Arc 5 with the Odd Eyes. And the funny thing is, this is actually more so a use of Odd Eyes plus Performance Power. So we'll do both at the same time if I can find Performance Power here. I play it with these, I play with Odd Eyes, I play with the deck Odd Eyes specifically. So there's gonna be some little overlap, but just, you know, I'm counting Odd Eyes Dragon in the archetypes he used, which was, well, technically he did use some Odd Eyes archetypes, and along with Performance Power, if I can find them. Yeah, here they are. Performance Power. Okay. Oh. Sorry about that. I'm gonna put that here, and let's put Odd Eyes here. So, Performance Power Odd Eyes. I saw it. I play with these cards. For the most part, I found Odd Eyes to be very enjoyable and very fun to play. I would put it in A tier along with Performance Power 2 for Yugioh's deck because it was a mixture of both of these. Not all the Odd Eyes, of course. You already know what I'm talking about, the anime specifically. And these are still pretty good. They're pretty iconic, and I play with both of them. They're pretty fun. This is a bit of a mixed bag because, like, you have to, like, not only keep up with their not only do you have to keep up with their pendulum effects, but because of that, I kind of do bump this down a little bit. Well, I'll keep these two separate. I will say Performance Power gets B, Odd Eyes gets A. There are some cards but there's some good cards though too, and you have to keep up with their pendulum effects too if you're using that one. We only need a few of these, so I will still put it in B. I'll put it just above Gem Knights for that specific purpose. Along with Odd Eyes, I'll put it Odd Eyes in A tier because he is one of my favorite main characters. Some people, like, I know, kind of controversial. Some people will say that's a hot take. Me personally, I enjoy the decks. I play with both. I enjoy them for where they are, and yes, still mostly iconic and not really. Now that I say that, unfortunately I gotta bump these down a bit. I'm sorry. Now that I say that, I will bump these down a little bit now because of that fact. Anyways, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Odd Eyes, Performance Power, no users. I'm sorry. All right, so next up is Elemental Heroes. I really should have did this in order. It's not in chronological order. I really should have, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Anyways, Elemental Heroes, fucking S tier. I love this deck. Especially with the newer support that came out, and just as a whole, heroes are pretty goddamn fun. And it's like, I like okay, so this is a hot take. I like decks where you don't have to think too much about your plays, and this is one of those decks where you don't necessarily have to think too hard about it, and the effects are like simple and easy to understand. So yeah, that's why Heroes going S tier for me. On Jaden's deck or Judai's deck goes in S tier. It is a really good deck. It is a fun deck, man. All right, so the next deck we're going to be looking at is Super Every Samurais. Okay, man, some people who are either fans of Odd Eyes and Performance Power is gonna be so mad at me, but I don't care. It's my list. You can make me tell me your own, but Super Every Samurais, Go Genzaka, dude, fun deck, very fun deck. Like I said before, I already showed my hand. I prefer decks that are a little bit less thinky for the most part, or decks that require less thinking for the most part. This is also a fun deck, and you can say there's some thinking that goes into it. It's a pretty fun archetype. I play with it. It's fun getting out those big synchro monsters and actually running over your opponent with. Also, Gongizaka, one of my absolute favorite characters from Arc 5. He is fun character to be around. Next up, we have Exodia the Forbidden One, and I'm going just for iconic. Just the iconicness of Exodia alone is enough to put it in A tier. Specifically, I would put it at the top of A tier. just behind the Egyptian gods, because it is one of the first ones we actually get to see in the anime, and it is cool. It was cool when you pulled it off against Kaiba to get all 5 pieces of Exodia, and they're still pretty fun to use as well. And come on, who doesn't like this scene? So yeah, anyways, that's why reason why it goes here in S tier. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna put the scene up because who doesn't like the scene, right? Who doesn't like that fun scene with Kaiba getting his blue eyes obliterated? Anyways, I can't put the scene up on screen because I'm probably gonna get copyrighted by the company, so I'm not gonna do it, unfortunately. So the next thing up we're gonna do is Kuribo. So Kuribo, sorry buddy, you can see. Enough said, I don't have to say too much. He has made an appearance quite a lot in the series, and he's practically the mascot of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you really think about it. Kuribo being a mascot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Makes a lot of sense. He pops up in every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, Duel Monsters to Brains. I don't know if he's made an appearance. He probably has in Go Rush and Sevens, but specifically, still pretty iconic. Not as powerful an archetype, so I'll put it in B, the low end of it. Still pretty good. Still pretty fun little archetype to mess around with. Also pretty iconic monster. So yeah, the next thing we're gonna go with is Neospatians, which is also another Judai deck, or Jaden deck if you want. And archetype, not much fun, even with its new, in my personal opinion, even with the new support that can effectively get these suckers out a lot more often, which I personally think they need more search cards to help facilitate that. And they also need more cards that can like literally throw these suckers on field and facilitate more Neos fusion plays, because the amount of support they got to me isn't really enough. It's still pretty fun, but not as fun as Heroes. So yeah, that's where this goes. All right, so moving on, we're gonna go Museon. We're gonna go to the Sacred Beast. Almost just as iconic as the God cards, but not as much. I play with this archetype, especially with this new support. It's fucking awesome when you get that awesome ass trap. If you got all three of the Sacred Beasts out and you have the trap card, it is fun seeing your opponent try not to do anything about it. But yeah, otherwise it gets an A. It gets high A specifically because it is still a fun archetype to use. So moving on, we're gonna go with Dark Magician. You already know where he's gonna go, or this archetype's gonna go. I play with this extensively. It is still fun to pull off like the combos of Magician Souls, and then well, not Magician Souls, but like fucking what is it? Eternal Soul and Dark Magical Circle, like banish your opponent's field, especially if we have the Xyz card Ebon Illusion Magician to pair with it, which can also banish cards. Fun little combo, especially if we're talking about like just in its seal format. Not as powerful as other cards, but like still fun deck to play around. Also very, very iconic monster. Like you can't have Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't, like when you think of Yu-Gi-Oh! The immediate Yu-Gi-Oh! protagonist you would think of is either is Yugi and his Dark Magician. You can't have Yu-Gi-Oh! Without these guys. I mean, same can be said for like the rival character, and same can be said for like Kaiba and Joey too. As a matter of fact, since I find these guys as monsters, I'll put them up there as well. So speaking of which, Pendulum Magicians, we're not gonna go on that again. Our Fiends, no. Oh yeah, Galaxy. Unfortunately, I'm gonna put this here, Galaxy, because I know of the character. He's from Zexel or Zeal for anyone who's sub peers, Zeal, and also Arc 5. He's a pretty cool character. I play with it a little bit, but I haven't played with it enough to understand how the deck works and how fun it would be. So I'm gonna put it here for have not used, even though I have used it technically, but I haven't used it enough. So yeah, I will put that there. The next archetype we're going to be looking at is, and I saw it here somewhere, where'd you go? Armed Dragon. So, all right, Armed Dragon. I'm putting it in A tier because I play with this archetype. I love Manjome. He's also one of my favorite characters from GX. Armed Dragon, pretty fun deck. Pretty fun deck to use. Oh yeah, that's completely oh my god, that's how you know this deck sucks. Yugioh. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, it's gotta go F tier. They really need to, in my personal opinion, redo this archetype like from the ground up, because there's so much wrong with it that it needs fixing, and they still have not fixed it yet. Personally, like, if anybody want to indulge me, I had an idea about how to fix it, and one of the things you would definitely fundamentally fix is the naming convention, because they also go by roids, and one of the misconflations, if anybody's seen this video by TGS Anime, talked about this deck extensively, and like how it sometimes got mixed up with speed roids, and they made other cards that came out for the archetype to kind of differentiate it from speed roids. But overall, they really needed to redo the naming convention of it. I would say call them, I would actually call them that, like Yugiohs. I would say the archetype should have been called, like, well, to give you an idea of what I'm thinking about, let's take Cycleroid, right? I would call it Yugioh, Cycleroid, Yugioh, Jetroid, Yugioh, yeah, so on and so forth, to like kind of help differentiate themselves from it. And then you also need new Yugioh monsters to make them better, or retrains of other Yugiohs as well. I know it's like pretty extensive, like they can do it, they easily can do it. It's Konami, of course they can do it. They can easily do it. Sorry, but show as a whole, yeah, they're not that, unfortunately, they're not that memorable. And the archetype itself sucks. So yeah, that's why it goes to F tier. Next up, we got Gaia. Okay, Gaia, my boy, you are going in A tier, top of A tier. Play with it. One of Yugi's other cards he's used. Loved it. A tier, very iconic. Next up, we're gonna look at, is this A to Z? Yes, the Union monsters. A to Z. Also going to A tier. I played with them a little bit. I haven't played with them enough, but actually now that I think about it, yeah, I haven't played with them enough to like gauge where I will actually put those. But yeah, I played with it a little bit. It's still a fun deck, and I'll put it in D for now because it was still a very iconic deck, especially in GX when Chaz was using it against, or Manjome was using it against Judai, and it was still a fun time. Anyways, moving on, we're gonna go with, I see Mech Lords here. I'm gonna put it here because I have not used the deck. Still pretty iconic though, but for now it's going here. My decision, my rules. My tier list, my rules. Anyways, moving on from them, we have, looking further, okay, Black Wings. Oh boy, Black Wings. Also S tier, but just behind Dark Magician. They're also very iconic deck. Crow, my favorite fucking character. One of my favorite fucking characters. He would be my, if I had a top 10 for 5Ds, he'd be like in third, he'd be in like second place. But yeah, his deck is also very iconic, very fun to play with. Goes in S tier. Moving on, we're gonna go for Volcanics. Okay, I only play with it a little bit from my Duel Links days, but like, yeah, I put it in C, just behind this. A little bit convoluted to play around, especially if you're looking at the Blaze accelerators and stuff like that. Yeah, still pretty cool deck. Pretty cool character. Axel, pretty cool character. But yeah, I'll put it his in C. Sorry, buddy. Anyways, moving on, we have Cyber Dragons, S tier, right over here, right next to it. Cyber Dragons, very fun deck, very fun character. Zane, very fun character, fun deck. Have played it, we'll play it again. All right, Red Dragon, also very iconic. As a matter of fact, I would put this over Crows. Oh no, I would put this just here. Red Dragons, I play with them, pretty fun. Like getting out, especially like getting out Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Oh my god, chef's kiss, love it. Pretty goddamn fun. All right, especially when we're talking about like synchro climbing. Speaking of synchro climbing, if I can find it, if it shows up here. Cyframes. Yeah, I think I remember the character that used Cyframes. I haven't played with it though, so I'm putting a have not used. Okay, yep, moving on. Red Eyes, hello buddy. You're finally here. You're going right here behind Crow. After Crow, but before Dark Magician. I play with Red Eyes. They're pretty fun, especially when you get burned. Especially when you try to burn your opponent. It's fun because I love burning my opponent. I love decks that do that, and I wish they could do more with its archetype in the future, along with Dark Magician and well, actually, Dark Magician gets quite a lot of things, especially if you consider like there's the one Diglett card that's like a cross between these two, and it symbolizes both Joey and Yugi's friendship. Red Eyes Dragoon, for anyone who's wondering, ties these two together. Yeah. Very fun archetype. Okay, moving on. We're gonna go with Time Lords. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here because I have not played with Time Lords enough, and also I unfortunately did not see the last season for 5Ds. I might get on that one day, but like for now, it's going to have not used and I have not seen. Actually, as a matter of fact, I should. No. I don't need to do that. I can do this. Have not used / seen in anime. Okay. So, moving on, we're going to keep trucking along. Trains. Same situation. Have not used. Indoor scene. Guardians. Have not played, but have seen. Goes here. Or I would say it's a good mixture of both. Moving on from there, we got Assault Mode. No, that's not anime specific. Ancient Gears. Crowler. Pretty cool character. Or Chronos if you want to use as Japanese. The Japanese pronunciation, which is technically Japanese pronunciation, but the actual his original name. I'm gonna put it in B. I'm gonna put it just over these guys because I have played with it. Pretty fun archetype, pretty fun deck. Got new support, love the new support. Pretty fun deck, pretty fun character. All right, moving on from there, we have DDDs. I love Reiji as a character. I love DDDs. They're fun as hell. Enough said. That's all I'm gonna say for that. It's still fun character. All right, moving on. We're gonna go to what's next? Water Dragon, which I believe is another character from GX. Have not played with this deck. Have not played with this deck. But if I did, or if I'm basing it off the anime, I only stayed for like one or two seasons, but that's about it. Moving on, we're gonna go to who's next on the list. Ojamas, D. Very iconic still from the anime, which will bump it up to a C, but like, as a deck as a whole, yeah, not that fun. Okay, so next up is Crystal Beast. I have played with it, very fun. I love Johan as a character. I'll say put it in A. I'll put it at the top of A. Because I have played with this deck. It's very fun. I love Johan as a character. Or Jesse Anderson for anyone who's wondering. So next up is Blue Eyes. You already know where you go, buddy. You already know where this is going to go. Kaiba. Iconic rival character. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Also a card you cannot think of. Also a card you will immediately think about when you hear when you hear Yugioh. This is one of the cards you would immediately think about. Moving on from there, we got PGs. I unfortunately didn't get to that part of the anime, but I have played with the deck. Because I have played with the deck, and I thought the deck was pretty fun, I'm giving it A tier, right kind of at the top of A tier. Pretty fun deck, especially mixed in with other archetypes, but as a deck as a whole, it's pretty goddamn fun. I probably broke my rule a few times here and there. That's okay. Moving on, we got Cyber Angels. Have not played, unfortunately. Sorry, Alexa. Nordics, same situation. I have played with them. I haven't seen the duel though, so I'll put it in B for now. Next up, we got Earthbound Immortals. Same situation. Haven't played with them enough, but I've seen it in anime, and I'll say this I'm only going to do this going forward. Sovereign anime, very iconic season. It goes in S tier for the I have seen it. Haven't played it with it, but I have seen it. Next up, we got Arcana Force. Very cool duel. Love Sayo, or as we all know, if you've seen the sub for GX, Diorando. Mr. Zawaldo himself. His deck goes in A tier for the anime, but if I were to rank it by the archetype itself, I'd put it kind of here. But because it's an anime and it's a lot, the iconicness of that season with his fight is actually a lot more iconic. So I'll put it in overrides the overall like disappointment with this deck. I know I heard it's getting new art. I heard it's getting new cards soon, but based off the archetype, well, that remains to be seen. But anyways, that goes A tier here. So yeah, that's where it stays. Anyways, moving right along. We have Solomon Greats. Fucking S tier, my guy. S tier all the way. Like, it is fun archetype. Fucking love Soul Burner as a character. Favorite archetype from Brains. Well, my second favorite archetype. My first favorite is actually the that I play with. Solomon Grace is my second favorite one. But for the anime, I would put it in S tier because it's really good. Next up, we got Abyss Actor. I have put it here because I have not played with it. Moving on, we got Photon, same situation as Galaxy. We also got, Gimmick Puppets is one of them, but I have not played with it. So, it's there. Rockets or Bullets. Wait, actually, you know what? Hold up before I decide to do that. Oh no, Vampires is a deck that was used in GX, but I have not played with. Actually, I have played with it, so I'll put it here. And the Shadow, I forgot the name of those characters, but they were in that art, the first art, when there was Fighting Order Sacred Beast, or Keys to the Sacred Beast. But yeah, that's where it goes. That's where it goes. It goes B. I play with it. It's fun. Not a memorable character, but it was a memorable duel. Rockets. I had played with them a little bit, but the character himself, like Revolver, cool character, cool deck. Okay, moving along, we also have Valkyries. Have not played it, have seen it though. Moving along from there, we got Destiny Heroes. Now here's our archetype. Also goes in S tier. Edo, pretty fun character, or Aster, Phoenix, pretty cool deck, pretty cool hero deck. Very iconic hero deck, pretty fun hero deck, funny enough. Okay, moving along, we got Reptile. I've seen that, I have not played it because it was that teacher Viper, I believe that was his name. Let's see here. We also got Plant. Play it with it a little bit, but my overall thought of the deck will be here because I haven't played with it extensively enough to understand it fully. But from the anime, I'll put it in B tier. Here, he was still an iconic person. I mean, he was still an iconic villain. Yuri was from Arc 5, so I'll put that there. Moving along, we got. I saw Gadgets. Gadgets. I'm gonna put here because I haven't played with them, but because of the final duel, it goes in S tier, just by a Dark Magician. Actually, no, I'll put this at the low end from its use in the anime. Specifically the final duel with you with Tim. Moving along, we got Starnberg. I haven't played with it enough, know where it's from, but not I haven't seen that season as much, and my memory is pretty shoddy on it. Fluffle, yep. Oh, actually Dododo. As a matter of fact, the onomatopoeia ones are effectively good. Where was I? Oh god damn it, I fucked up. Where are you? No! Oh well, I lost it. Anyways, I'm gonna pull a few of these up. I saw a few of these. Yeah, I'm gonna pull you two up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. We're back. So. So yeah, that's the list so far. We'll be having back on for any other decks I've missed later on throughout the entire video. And anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all next time. Peace.